Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm Marshall Gamer. Today we're checking out a demo for a game called Spirits of the Hellements, a sandbox type tower defense strategy game. It's a tower defense with a twist. You've got towers that have their own elements and traits, and you've got also augments to those elemental towers. Just as a reminder, we are playing the demo, but the game itself is coming out on the 28th. That is very, very soon. So we're gonna jump in, check out the game, play a bit, and end it off with some closing thoughts. If after watching this you decide that you like the game and you'd like to get it for yourself, I'll have links for you in the description. Alright, let's jump in. So starting off, the map is gonna be grid based, and you have your elemental towers that are going to be listed at the bottom. Since we are just starting out, you only start out with the forest spirits. So we're going to place that down, and it tells us we should place another one. So we'll place another one around along this way here. And we start the combat, and the wave starts, and you can see what that looks like. So it is a little bit on the slow side, but you can also have the option to speed things up using the space key. And that's what we just did here. So you can upgrade your towers just like typical tower defense games. But here the thing is that you have the upgrade options. So you can have it deal more damage, or you can have it have more range. So in our case, I think I want to do more damage. So the other thing here, as you can see here marked out in red, you have your enemy path, and you can block those using blessings. Blessings are basically just a skill that you place on a tile, or what it basically does, it'll make that tile unwalkable for enemies. So as soon as you block it, it becomes unwalkable, and you can use this to kind of control the flow of enemies. So they're gonna come down this way first, and then they're gonna turn this way. So I'm gonna just block this off too. And there's a lot of stuff you can do with this too. So we're gonna have them take the longest possible route. The best way to achieve this, I believe, would be to block this. We have 4 blessings left, so I'm gonna block this off, and then I'm gonna block this off again, and then block it over here, and then with my last blessing, yeah, that looks good. We'll block it there. So the longer the path, the better it is for you, because they'll take more damage if you manage to have them walk across multiple enemies. So we'll just continue, because our tower here should be strong enough to take out this wave by itself. If not, this will be ready to intercept the remainder of the wave. So again, this is now on fast mode, so everything is a little bit faster than usual. So now what we have here is an elemental tile. Elemental tiles will have either buffs. If you place a blessing on them, they'll have buffs. If enemies walk on them, they'll get debuffed with some kind of status. In this case, they take more damage for 6 seconds, as you can see highlighted by that tooltip. But in order for them to walk on it, we have to kind of redirect them by blocking this off with a blessing. And we'll start off this wave again. Now they're taking extra damage. So as long as they're on fire, they'll take extra damage. We didn't manage to catch that wave because the buff wore off before our tower could hit them. But the other tower should be able to pick them off. So here we have another tower, but this one, or sorry, not a tower, but a blessing, an elemental tile. So if you have an elemental tile that's also on a blessing tile, or you can also place a blessing tile on an elemental tile. I know it's kind of confusing, but if you do that, then you can also buff your towers. So in this case, this will grant our tower, if we check this out and we hover over it, we can now place this and it'll do 100% more damage. So we'll go ahead and do that. Oh, I have to bless this tile first. So blessing an elemental tile takes up three blessings, just so you know. So we'll do that, and we'll have another wooden what is it called? Forest spirit and an explosive spirit. Okay, so we'll have another spirit here, and we'll have it do, since it's already doing 100% more damage, we'll just go all in on the damage. And then for this one, we can have it attack faster, or we can have additional damage in one more range. I think in this case it makes sense to have it have more range. Yeah, and then these I guess semi-final levels of upgrade. I'll talk to them about them in a bit. So here we're gonna start the next wave. You can see what that's like. Alright, so here you get an event every few waves. You'll get a kind of event where you have to choose something for yourself and something for your enemies. So you have a plus and a minus. So for example, with this one you get 525 souls, which is the currency, and the monsters gain 6 armor. So it's kind of a trade-off on what you want to do. For myself, I think I want to have an extra fire element on my board, and I don't mind the monsters gaining more speed. So out of all these spots, I think I want to have my fire element be on this tile here. So as soon as this wears off, they'll step on this, and hopefully this guy will take care of them, if they even get that far. So we'll also place a fire element right here, an explosive spirit, sorry. I'm kind of used to a different game called Element TD, which I've played a lot of. So I'm seeing a lot of inspiration from that too. So with this guy, I think we want to go with all-in damage. More damage. Actually, explosion radius would also be good, but let's do damage. And then we'll see how that works. So far, so good. Yeah. Everything's getting blasted away so easily. Alright. So every time you complete an event, you'll also gain more blessings, which is good for you. And then here we have a wind element tile that just spawned. What we can do is block off this area here so that they walk on it, and what will happen is when they walk on it, it'll actually slow them down by a certain percentage, and in this case it's 25%. And this tile is pretty impossible to walk on, so we're gonna just bless it, and then we'll set an elemental on it. So each elemental placed combines with a different element tile, or sorry, I should say each spirit when combined with a different tile does something different. So for example, a forest spirit combined with a wind tile gains 1 range, and then it also basically gives 8 damage to every spirit in range. On the other hand, if you place it on a fire, it'll do more damage. That's for the forest spirit. For the explosive spirit, if you place it on a wind tile, anything it hits, it'll actually stun. And if you place it on a fire, it'll create a jet that melts off 10 armor off the enemy. So there's a lot of combinations that you can play around with and see what works for your setup. So for now, I think the best thing to do would be to actually set a fire elemental here, an explosive spirit. We'll set it down right here, and what we'll do is we'll have it so it has more range and has an explosive radius. So what I want is for it. Right now, what it will do is anything that is hit for the first time by the spirit is going to be stunned for 2 seconds. So I'm hoping that anything that comes along this choke point here is going to get stunned and just blasted into infinity. So there's also this level of I don't know what to call it. I guess you could call it a specialization. So this is the last level, or I should say semi-last level for upgrading your towers. And I'll get to that in a second. Let's get to that next wave. Yeah, see right there, anything getting hit for the first time is getting stunned, and it's buying us a lot of time. Beautiful. So let's talk about upgrades. Let's take this guy for example. Let's learn gravity bomb. So here on the left, you can actually open up the upgrade skill, and you can see everything that you've picked up. So for example, you can actually have your explosive spirits actually specialize in one of these 3 categories, and then when you specialize, depending. So for example, if you pick up stunning explosions, you'll have the black hole and gravity manipulator open to you. Right now, if we go back and we have this guy learn gravity bomb, right now these 2 are locked. That means that's the highest this tower can go, or this spirit can go, until you pick up one of these masteries. And these masteries get unlocked after you complete a stage. You get rewarded, and you get to pick one spirit that you want to upgrade. So let's keep going. So that's the gravity bomb that you just saw there. I would like the sounds of the abilities to sync up when an ability is cast. Right now, since we're on fast mode, the sounds don't match up with what's going on screen. So there's that. And then what I'm gonna do with this guy is attacks deal greatly increased damage against elites. Let's do that. So as you can see again, this is also locked off because there are different categories that we don't have access to. So you can pick this up, but then when you go all the way down, there's nothing you can do about it until you pick up that mastery. I do like how there's a distinction between, even though these 2 elementals are the same type. Once you get upgraded far enough, they actually have some kind of distinction to tell you what's what. We did unlock a new elemental right here, and we're gonna place it right there. This one is like a Gatling tower, a Gatling gun that slowly ramps up. As time goes, it'll keep shooting faster and faster. You can see it right there. And once it ramps up completely, it actually gain a buff. Yeah, you can see it. You can hear it ramping up too. So we can increase the maximum attack speed of the Gatling Spirit, or we could increase the damage and penetration. We'll go with penetration here, and we'll keep going. Yeah. So far, no problems. They're not even hitting the second fire trap here. Okay, let's keep going. That was a nice gravity bomb right there. Okay. Now we got our next event. We can place a Hellement. We can get souls. And we can upgrade our fire tiles to a tier 2. I think since I'm utilizing the fire tiles the most, I'm gonna go with the fire tiles. Souls is nice, and the blessings would be nice. I don't necessarily know if I wanna deal with 24% more health. So far it seems like I've been holding off pretty well. I think in this case I do want to get some... I think I don't mind the speed, since I'll be upgrading my fire tiles to do more damage. So we'll do that, and now as you can see, our fire tiles now last for 8 seconds. They increase the damage taken by 40% and reduce health regeneration by 50%. And that applies for all fire tiles, even the ones that your element, your spirits are on. So right now it's doing 100% more damage, and projectiles explode, damaging all nearby enemies. So that's going to be great. So in this case, maybe we want to go all in on the damage here. So we can grant all 4 spirits in the range of 10 bonus damage against flyers. Not really that useful on this stage because we don't get flyers. Flyers you'll see denoted by a different color for the path. It'll be in a yellow path, and it'll basically just ignore all the obstacles in your way, so you would have to place towers to make sure you can shoot them down. So in this case, I think we'll wait, and I think if we get the projectile chaining, that'll actually maximize our damage. So we'll do that. But then again, this is the final event, so we might not get the chance to do that. We might be able to do it now. Just boost up our damage. The damage is insane right now. Alright. Very, very good. Alright, so we got through that stage completely fine, and here, this is what I was talking about. You can upgrade your spirits, and once you upgrade them, you actually unlock the last 2 parts of the upgrade. So here, for example, you can pick between Nature's Wrath or Chaining Projectiles. Even though there's 3 specializations, it'll randomly pick out 2, I think. Same with the Explosive Spirit, you can pick between the 2. So I think for this, I wanna I'll do the Chaining, because I think that has the most potential here. And you can see the color change here, so we'll go ahead and confirm that, and we'll go ahead. So here, for the sake of keeping this video short and sweet, we're not gonna play this stage, but I just want to finish off with some closing thoughts. But before that, I want to show you the upgrades I was talking about. So now that we have that the Nature's Gift, no, not the Nature's Gift, the Chaining Projectiles. So if we actually work all our way down here, these will actually be open to us now that we've upgraded our spirits. So that's just a heads up there. Aside from that, so some closing notes. The game itself is pretty good, very satisfying to play, and I love that I get to dictate the flow of combat, and I can basically have my enemies move around the way I would prefer them to move around. What else? Things I don't like. The UI is I feel like it's a little bit cluttered, a little bit. Also, I don't like that when I have a tower selected, I have to open the tree and then look at what stuff I've learned on it. Ideally, what I would like to see is maybe just have the icons for each level just pop up on the side here, and then I could just hover over it and have a tooltip pop up and tell me what that upgrade is, rather than have to dive into this menu every time. So because if I have like 10 towers and I'm looking through all of them, it's gonna get tedious, whereas I could just click on something and just look at it. There's also this priority stuff here. I haven't really messed with it a lot, but it's basically you give your towers priority to attack the first enemy, last enemy, or the strongest enemy. Again, you can also prioritize air, ground, or any enemies. In this case, it'll prioritize air enemies first. If there are none in range, then it'll prioritize ground. This is vice versa. But yeah, everything else is pretty good. I like the UI. It's pretty cool. Maybe make this a little bit more unique. Maybe a little bit more immersive. Like if you're opening up a forest spirit menu, maybe like littered with leaves. I don't know, something like that. When I'm saying that, I'm like going back to like Warcraft 3 days where the UI was like, for like the Night Elf race, was kind of like covered with leaves. That's just what what I think of when I see that. It just adds a little bit more to the immersion. But yeah, the loop, the gameplay loop is itself pretty good. Slay enemies, get resources, build or upgrade, and you keep on going. And then you have a lot of strategy when it comes to blocking off enemies. You can just block them around, have them go around where you want them to go, and then you play around with that idea and see how far you can get them to move around. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and leave a comment. I would really appreciate it, and it would help me out a lot as a content creator. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.